Hello, everybody. I'm Ace Overton, Technology Chairperson for the Community Theater's Board of Governors, and I'm here with our new series of interviewing directors for our upcoming shows. Today, we have an amazing director for the Miscast Cabaret, which auditions will be coming June 1st and 2nd. And as a talented person and someone I call a friend, I would like her to introduce herself.
Hi, my name is Jessa Hendricker, and as Ace said, I'm directing Miscast Cabaret. Nice to meet you all.
Now, for those of you like myself who aren't really familiar with theater or might have any ideas, Miscast Cabaret is something that I've seen before on the internet. I'm excited for it at Community Players because it changes things up a little bit traditionally from theater, and I'm an agent of chaos. So, Jessa, would you like to explain what Miscast Cabaret actually is all about?
Absolutely. Miscast Cabaret is a collection of songs that are a little outside the box. So if you would traditionally be cast in a certain type of role, this is not what we're doing. We're flipping it up on its head. So songs that are traditionally sung by males will be sung by females, females by males. Different ages will be taken into account. Basically, if you have a role that you maybe sing in the car a lot or belt in the shower that you know that you could never sing that song on a stage, now's your chance to get to do so.
That sounds amazing. So what you're saying is if I wanted to try to sing Defying Gravity from Wicked, that's the type of thing the show will have, is where people are singing songs that are traditionally not what you would expect them to sing. So it's like a surprise for every person.
Absolutely.
That's
lots of fun surprises ahead.
All right. So with that being said, talk about the audition process a little bit. What can people expect going into?
So going into auditions, there are a few things you need to do. Also, if you want a little bit of a checklist, there's a post already on our Facebook page that you can get like a synopsis of it. So the first thing you need to do is visit our website at communityplayers.org/miscast-cabaret. And there you can find a little bit of a mini description about the show. You can find all the details that we're talking about today, as well as a place to sign up for both an audition time and as well as an audition questionnaire. So really what you need to do is I need you to prepare a 16 to 32 bar cut, or about 30 seconds of a non-traditionally cast of what you would normally be. So you kind of get to pick what that is. If you're seeing this video on May 31st when things close, you can definitely sing a song normally. We would just absolutely encourage the non-traditionally cast or non-stereotypically cast song first, the miscast song. You'll also need to watch about a few minute video that'll be posted on May 25th of our choreographer Morgan's choreography for the audition. You have a week to take your time and learn the material to then come and perform your audition on the selected night of your choosing. When you go ahead and sign up, you'll need to sign up for 2 different spots. The first slot you'll need to sign up for is a vocal slot. That is where you'll sing your song for my team and myself. You'll then sign up within the same hour that you sign up for your vocal for a dance slot. Our choreographer will give you a short review of the stuff. She will not be teaching that material. That's what the videos are for. And then you'll perform it that evening. So you'll only have to be at the theater for about an hour. And that's kind of what auditions are going to look like. We will be wearing masks and following CDC guidelines. If we are able to spread out far enough on stage, will allow you to sing unmasked in front of us, but we will all be masked as well. And masks will need to be on at all other times unless we tell you so.
Fully understandable. So to clarify some of that, you'll have to make sure that when you come into auditions, it'd probably be best to be wearing your dance attire already.
Yes.
So that way you don't have to worry about trying to change or moving around too much. You can just come in, do your audition, and be out. So that way you don't have to worry about interacting with anybody and being as safe as possible.
Right. We're trying to encourage safety, as this is kind of CPT's first endeavor to be back in the space again and doing live theater.
All right. So using Hamilton again, because I'm a huge Hamil Trash fan, I could, if I had time to prepare in advance, I could try to sing Burn. But if I didn't have that type of time in advance, I could try to sing like Wait For It if I already knew and had that. And then you could find something that might fit what I can sing or how I sound that you think will be a good fit for me.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So one of the questions I've gotten personally a lot is the song that I'm singing, if I'm selected, will that be the song that I bring to Cabaret? And unfortunately, that's not a guarantee. My team and I do have a predetermined list, somewhat centered around a theme, but that doesn't mean we're not open to what you bring to the table. So if you blow us away, maybe there's a chance that this song is something like we haven't thought of, or there's a chance that it could be brought in.
Okay. So just if somebody say they audition with a song that they sound good with, but you have a better idea of a song that you want to fit them for, but say they come back to you, well, I really also have this song that kind of fits the theme. Would you be willing to let them try that for you, or send you that and say, well, let me see what that sounds like? Maybe that could be a possibility.
I'm willing to listen to that at auditions. Yeah.
All right. See? So that sounds like it's extremely flexible, and it sounds like you get the ball in your court, everybody, which is the best thing that you could ask for, and having some flexibility.
That's the goal. The goal is to be able to be back in the theater, bring back art, and just do something that's a little fun and different. It's kind of like what we've had to do for the past 15 months.
Very true. So in addition to that, you said that you had some other questions about whether or not people would get some things in there. Do you feel like you answered all those out for those?
Another frequently asked question was looking at rehearsals. So we've emphasized this flexibility standpoint. It is not just like in the past, we've done an event like a Bring It and Sing It, where you just had a choice and you brought it in and you performed. This is a show, just without the story structure, right? So there will be rehearsals. Rehearsals are set more Monday through Friday, 7 to 9:30 p.m. throughout our rehearsal period process. Rehearsals will begin on June 8th and will be continuous through the summer through our performance dates of July 22nd through 25th, 2021. More likely than not, you will not have to be at rehearsals Monday through Friday, 7 to 9:30 p.m. every night, every week. More so likely until after July 4th or Tech Week, depending on, since we're looking at having about 15 numbers in the show, and you might only be involved in 1 or 2. So we're trying to be flexible with schedules. So if you know that you really want to be involved, but you know that you've got maybe a vacation, you've got some nights that you have to come late, this is the show that you get to do that. Typically in musicals, we couldn't accommodate a ton of conflicts, but this is one where we have that ability. Just be honest when you list your conflicts, reach out to me, reach out to my producer, Chris, and we can be able to hopefully get something worked out where we want to get as many people safely involved as possible. Conflicts should not be the thing that prohibit you from auditioning.
As a very busy person, that's amazing to hear, because I have a schedule full, as my Google Calendar tells me every day to do something that I forgot about. As far as auditioning and preparing music, should they bring in their own instrumental track, or should they bring in sheet music for someone to play?
We would recommend bringing in sheet music in the key that you intend to sing it in. You can bring in a track, but the preferred method is sheet music.
You can bring in the sheet music so someone can play it in the key, which is important. I've learned that about theater in a few years. In the key that you can sing it in, or you prefer to sing it in, or bring in the backing track as long as it's instrumental, and then you can sing along with that.
Absolutely.
All right. Now, with that, there are some other questions just to get to know our directors and make you a bit more personable, the things people can ask. So the key question to begin with would be, why this musical? Why is this something that you actually wanted to be involved with?
Miscast was an idea that came out of the play reading committee, and it's not a foreign idea to the theater community. If you Google Miscast, you'll be able to find other theaters who have done this idea of a concert or collection of songs, or like a review of musical. I think I was drawn to this project because I really want to be back in the theater. I've missed it. Theater is my art form, and also a little bit of a form of therapy. I think a lot of us can say that. I actually co-directed a cabaret style show in college, and we had a lot of fun with it. And it's, I think, a great stepping stone to get back into doing theater again.
Just what are you hoping for to come from the show? What type of show are you fully expecting that you'll have at the end of it?
What I envision is that we'll be a company where we'll be home again. Hopefully have that feeling, and we'll have a show that will bring people joy. Let us feel some of all the feels that we've been feeling over the past year, and actually like feel what it is like to be back in a live theater space again.
That's amazing. Feels. We don't do feelings around.
as many of you all know, if you haven't gotten to know me, I'm a little bit of a feelings kind of gal. So
Feelings? No, not at of course.
me, no, not at all.
All right, so now for the big three questions that I plan to ask every director. So those of you
Awesome.
directing this next coming season, be prepared. First and foremost, favorite all-time show.
All-time favorite show is a hard one because it's tied between three shows, even though Little Mermaid will always be my favorite show and Ariel's my favorite princess. This whole thing. My tie of three favorite shows are Mary Poppins, because that's just been a childhood favorite and she's my dream role. It was also the first professional theater role that I got to see on a tour back in 2008, I think. So I've been bitten by the theater bug for a long time. I think my second would be Waitress by Sarah Bareilles. It's a recent favorite, but Sarah Bareilles just has a way with words, and it is one of the most human shows that shows humanity of people that I've ever seen. And then finally, my all-time favorite is Wicked. Elphaba is always and forever will be a dream role, but I kind of grew up with that show as well. So that'll forever be a favorite.
Fully understand that. Favorite actor or actress?
I would say my favorite would be probably Julie Andrews, because, you know, everyone's favorite nanny, or everyone's favorite nanny, pretty much. Also, Queen Clarice Rinaldi is an amazing role, and also just my dream. I just want to be Julie Andrews. But if we're talking about theater, I would say Eden Espinosa. So if you got to do the masterclass with her last summer, she's a really great human, and I just like the passion that she can bring.
Oh yeah, she's incredible from what I've seen of her and just things that I've known. Which, I mean, Julie Andrews also is very much, I can see her being like the older version of you. You're very much in that line of evolution if you were Pokemon.
I was born in the wrong era. Let's be honest. So
I feel you on that. And last but not least, what is the toughest role that you've had, whether acting, staff, whatever? What was that role that just really brought a lot out of you?
Ooh, that's tough. I have a couple. For acting, I would say playing Sister James in a production of Doubt. It's a play by John Patrick Shanley. It taught me a lot about acting, a lot about truth, and a lot about that ignorance isn't always bliss. So a lot of life lessons learned. And it's a role that if I could revisit now, a few years later, how many years later? 7 years later, 8 years later, being a little bit older, I would really like to do. As for like a staff position, I would say anytime I've gotten to either direct or produce or choreograph has always been a learning opportunity. I choreographed Big Fish before the shutdown happened, and I learned a lot about working with the team, about trying to coordinate 30 people, but you know, we have this costume and this set piece is changing, and kind of that type of environment, and actually doing a full musical was a major accomplishment and a feat all in itself. But I would say those two experiences thus far. And I'm sure this one will absolutely be as well.
I can agree with that. I saw Big Fish and it was, I would say, a master class in putting on a show. For those of you who don't know about Jessa, I've seen Jessa perform in multiple shows and she's been all over the place, and you've seen her at Community Players, whether you realize it or not. And I would say my personal favorite story of you is when you were working backstage for Sister Act, which was cast in, and you had to step into one of the roles as a nun, and it was seamless with everything else that was going on, that you just stepped in and you were just there. And I remember I forgot you were there until I saw you one of the times passing, and you were just in the full nun outfit. And I was like, oh, right, you are in the show tonight. Okay.
Right.
Amazing.
We shared quite a few stage memories, haven't we?
I will say, for anybody who's thinking about auditioning who's never done theater before, I will tell you it is very much the experience that you should always try. I believe that just about everybody should be in at least one theatrical production in their life. It's just that type of life experience that helps you grow as a person.
Absolutely. And why not get involved in this show when it's fun, a little bit crazy, a little bit quirky, all of the things.
Exactly. You
And
can't
we'd love to see you. And
you can't get a better staff than this. They're just nice people.
yeah, so if you want to know who is also on staff, Morgan Rondinelli will be choreographing the few numbers that we have. We also have Rusty Russell, music directing, and Chris Turvin is also producing. You can find all the rest of my amazing staff listed on our community players page. And if you decide you might not want to be on stage, but might want to be involved somewhere in the process, because we have definitely roles where you can help assist or maybe have ideas, please reach out because we'd love to have others involved as well.
So for Miscast Cabaret, the upcoming auditions are June 1st and 2nd, which you do need to actually sign up for auditions in advance, a vocal audition, a dancing audition, and fill out your audition form so they actually know who you are and what you're planning to do when you get there.
Absolutely.
And signups do end on May 31st at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. So you need to get in there as soon as possible. I would suggest signing up now, figuring out what you're doing on the way later. You got plenty of time to figure that out. And if not, just make it work. Theater happens that way sometimes. If you're looking for any of this information, you can, of course, find access and links to everything, all our social media, either Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook. And of course, on our actual webpage, which is communityplayers.org, O-R-G, where you can find all the information you need for signing up, all the details for the show, times and dates of performances, which this show is going to have 4 performances in July.
And we're hoping with COVID and capacity, and we're still working out details, that we'll also have a live stream component. So if you have family that live out of state or maybe can't get a ticket or can't come in yet due to maybe not being vaccinated, anything, we're hoping to have that capability as well.
That's amazing. So, all right. Is there anything else that you want to say to the people, Jessica?
Thank you for your time. I look forward to seeing you at auditions. If you have any questions, you can message me on Facebook or you can send me an email at jessa.hinterker@gmail.com. And I'm really looking forward to getting to meet all of you and being with everyone again very, very soon.
That's amazing. So that will close this first session that we're putting together for Interview with Our Directors. I've been Ace Overton for Community Players Theater, and this is our amazing director, Jessa Hinderker. And hopefully we see you all at auditions out at the theater come June 1st and June 2nd. Bye, everybody.
Bye.